Alright, welcome back, campers. So, I think I say this pretty much every single week, but I'm going to do something a little different because I kind of feel bad for this one. So, what I want to tell you about are 3 movies. Guess these are sort of mini reviews, but I'm telling you about them because they're actually out of print. They don't make them anymore. They haven't made the jump to Blu-ray yet, and as far as I've been able to find, or Andrew's been able to find, by the way, just so you know, I don't think I've ever said his name, but my editor / cameraman is Andrew Smith, and I'm John Long, which basically tells you that at some point our parents were in a competition to see who could come up with a more generic name, and they tied. So that's a thing. Anyway, I'm going to talk about 3 movies because all 3 of them are fantastic. But it's going to be difficult to find them because Green Street Hooligans is not streaming anywhere. That's this guy right here. That's not streaming anywhere. This has Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy. It has Elijah Wood. Can't find it. The DVD is like $80 if you want to buy it on Amazon. Pawnee Pool. This is phenomenal. This is the only one that you might be able to find streaming. I believe it was on Apple TV. And the other one, I actually don't even have a DVD to show because mine was stolen a long time ago. But the other one I'm going to talk about is Pool Hall Junkies. And as far as I can tell, it's nowhere either. It's not streaming on any site that I could find. But these are still 3 movies that I think you should know about, because if you do somehow find them, you should absolutely be watching these. Now, Green Street Hooligans is a action drama. Like I said, it stars Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy, and it stars Elijah Wood. And Charlie's fantastic, always. And Elijah Wood, now that he has that Hobbit money, his career is just all over the place, and it's awesome. Like him and Daniel Radcliffe, they just do whatever the hell they want now, and it's entertaining as can be. But this was about an American student that gets kicked out of school and decides to go live with his sister in England, and decides to he actually befriends someone that's the head of a football. Oh my God! I just lost the word. What's the word? Football. It's a football firm. So anyway, firms are the giant groups of people that would back a particular team and then fight in the streets before or after the games and had to assert their dominance. And Charlie is the one that runs the GSE, which is the Green Street Elite, and he teaches him how to speak basically different forms of like the slang, like Cockney slang throughout the movie, like telling him that, you know, so Fox said, "Give us the fucking bees," it means give me your money, because bees and honey rhyme with money, so give us the fucking bees. Anyway, it's a phenomenal movie. The one warning I'm going to give you is that I think the first time that I watched it, 45 minutes later, I still couldn't talk about it without like starting to tear up. You'd be like, "Oh, this is no, it was a really good." No, I'm not ready. It's very emotional, but it's a phenomenal movie. Very violent as well, so you know, definitely R for a reason. But it's not horror. Not okay. Now, Pawnee Pool, that one is horror. But it's a zombie movie, but it takes a different take on it. Okay, just as a side note real quick, Green Street Hooligans was directed by Lexi Alexander, who also made Punisher Warzone. She has a very distinct vision of her violence that makes it more realistic, but in a good way. Not like how, I don't know, most fights in real life are boring. They're not the kung fu things you see on TV, but these were very realistically shot fights, and it was a lot of fun to watch. Anyway, Pawnee Pool was directed by Bruce McDonald. It's a movie with Stephen McHattie, where it's Stephen McHattie you would know from, I don't know, he was in the shitty remake of Death Wish He was in The Strain, Shoot 'Em Up. That's just a classic. You should watch that one. He was in Immortals, the TV show Haven. He's one of those guys that I'm sure that Andrew already put up the picture, but he's one of those guys that when you see him, you're like, oh yeah, I know who he is, even if you didn't know his name. This is without a doubt his best performance, though. He is a DJ that's on the air, and he starts getting reports of these weird, violent outbreaks that are happening, and he thinks that it's a prank at first. But what's happening is that it is actually the start of the zombie apocalypse, and these reports he has to start filtering through, and like the tension builds as you realize these aren't pranks, because as he realizes these aren't pranks, he has to change the way he goes about this. But the zombies, they respond to sound, so he basically has to make a choice as to whether or not to keep broadcasting so that people will know where he is and possibly save him and his crew's life, or shut up and hope that he isn't found by the zombies, but maybe is found by other people. And it gets very stressful because, and the weirdest thing is this is a zombie movie that really, it barely has zombies. Like, they don't really show up until towards the end, but it is a very intense, stressful film that you should absolutely watch. The third one is it's a little different. So, Pool Hall Junkies is a movie that was written, directed, and starred in by Mars Callahan. You probably don't know who Mars Callahan is, and honestly, when you watch this movie, you're just going to assume that he's doing a Christopher Walken impersonation the entire time, including the hair. Like, he has the full pompadour. And he's good, but he's really not the reason you watch it. You watch it because, one, there's tricks left and right. It's definitely about pool. It's about conning people, and it's about the relationships with different mob bosses, things like that, and him trying to get the money he needs. But it has Chaz Palminteri, and it does have Christopher Walken, and it has Ricky Schroeder and Michael Rosenbaum, Allison Eastwood, which is Clint's least talented child, but she's still in it. Glenn Plummer, who isn't in it very much, but has just the best cameo. The only other one I can think of is Anson Mount is in it too. But it's a phenomenally well-made movie, and the writing is what really does it. It sells it. Every character in this seems very real, and there are just some really fantastic moments that make this just a wonderful movie to watch. I don't know where you'll find these. That's why I felt bad about doing this review. But at the same time, these are still movies that you need to know, because there are movies that we love that were on VHS that never made the leap to DVD, and so we don't get to show those to people anymore. And now these are 3 movies that existed on DVD that quite possibly won't make the jump to Blu-ray. And I just hate that something that is as good as any one of these movies could potentially not exist someday. And that's awful. So I just wanted to still let you know about them. Let you know that they exist, and if you can find them, you should absolutely see them. Because, and this is just a side note, because someday I'm sure I'll probably do really weird top 5 lists, because I'm not normal, so I wouldn't do like top 5 favorite drama. I would do like top 5 movies that will depress you to the point that the only word you can say is bar, or top 5 movies that have inanimate objects as their main character. You wouldn't even think that there were 5. There's so many more. But point is that Pool Hall Junkies would actually go on a list of top 5 movie openings. Okay, this would go on there with at least Way of the Gun. I'd have to think about some other ones, but Pool Hall Junkies has one of the greatest openings that you can actually watch on YouTube. But just trust me, any one of these 3, Green Street Hooligans, Pawnee Pool, Pool Hall Junkies, would be thoroughly entertained if you can find them. Absolutely worth a watch. And hope you enjoy them. Thanks for watching. We good now?
Yes.
Andrew's kind enough to remind me that I didn't say any of the things apparently I'm supposed to say as a as a YouTube person, and that is if you like the video, click the little thumbs up thing. If you have suggestions of ones that you think I should watch, I have a lot planned for the future, but please comment down below and give me suggestions. I'll happily watch. I'll watch anything once. I don't care. Also, if you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. And if you want to know when you get notified of the next ones, you just click the little bell thing. And I guess, is that all of it?
That's good.
Okay, we're good. All right. See you later.